Hello students, how are you all? I hope that you all are well and safe at your home. Welcome in your science class. In our previous class, we have discussed the chapter number 13, sound. In that class, we have discussed half of the chapter. Today is the turn to discuss the second half of the chapter. When we have the word sound. Now, the question arises, how do we hear the sound? The hearing of the sound is possible with the help of the human ear. The ear is divided into three main parts. The one is outer ear, middle ear, and the internal ear. See the structure of the human ear and see its various main parts. The outer part of the ear is known as pinna. Its main parts are ear pinna, ear canal, and eardrum. And pinna is also known as auricula. Then middle ear. Middle ear parts are hammer or malleolus, anvil or you can say incus, and strip or strips or cochlea. And then we will discuss these parts function in detail. Now, how does human hear sound? Sound travel in the form of waves of vibrating air molecules. When these waves reach our eyes, we hear the sound. The human ear has three parts: outer ear, middle ear, and inner ear. Outer ear. It consists of ear, pinna, ear canal, and eardrum. It is also called pinna or auricula. The pinna is the part of the ear on the outside of our heads. The part we usually are referring to when we say ear. It helps to gather sound. It helps to gather means ikattha karna sound and vibrations so we can hear more sounds. The ear canal is a tube that helps sound to travel further inside our ear and to get the next stage of the hearing. The eardrum is a thin sheet that vibrates when the sound hits it. It is very sensitive and fragile. Middle ear. The middle ear is an air-filled cavity. It has three bones in it. They are called hammer, malleolus, anvil, incus, and strip, strips. They amplify the sound or make it louder. The middle ear helps to transfer sounds from ear to the fluid inside the neck stage or you can say inner ear. The strip up is the smallest bone in the body. Inner ear. The inner ear is filled with fluid and has the hearing organ called cochlea. This organ helps to take the vibrations and translate them into the electrical signals for the nerve to send messages to the brain. It actually uses little hairs that vibrates with the sound waves in the fluid. The inner ear also has fluid filled tubes that helps in maintaining the balance of the body. Let's again revise the working of the human ear. Human ear receives sounds in the following steps. The one, pinna receives vibrations which pass them to human ear. Eardrums then start vibrating. Once the eardrum vibrates, it passes vibrations to the middle ear, which further increases the amplitude of the vibration. The hammer receives vibrations from the eardrum and sends it to the anvil. From anvil, the sound receives from anvils, the sound reaches the step-up and finally enters in the human ear. In inner ear, the vibrations are received by a coiled organ called cochlear. On receiving the vibrations, the fluid in cochlear also starts vibrating. The sensory cells present in them transforms the vibration into electrical signals, which are carried by the auditory nerve to the brain, and then the interpretation is done. Once again, I am telling you how the signals goes from one part of the ear to the another. First signal goes to pinna, then ear canal, then eardrum, hammer anvil, strip up, then oval window, then cochlear, then auditory nerve, and then message goes to the brain. Now we have the two types of sound. One is audible sound, another is inaudible sounds. The first one we will discuss is the audible sound. Audible sounds are those that can be heard, while inaudible sounds are those that cannot be heard. Human can hear with a frequency between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. Low frequency sounds which cannot be heard are known as infrasonic waves. Objects that vibrate at frequencies above 20,000 Hz produce sound which cannot be heard by us. Such sounds are known as ultrasonic sounds. I'm again telling about the audible and the inaudible, that is more important for you. Audible frequency or audible sounds are that sound which can be heard by the human beings. That is 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz is the range of frequency which can be audible to the human beings. Inaudible. The frequency below 20 Hz and above 20,000 Hz are inaudible to the human beings, or known as inaudible sounds. Now, reflection and absorption of sound. The first one is the echo. The bouncing back of the sound wave from the surface of a solid or liquid is called the reflection of the sound. Sound heard after reflection from a surface is known as echo. I'm again repeating, sound heard after reflection from a surface is called echo. The phenomena of echo occurs due to the reflection of sound waves, and echo can be heard only when the minimum distance between the source of sound and the reflecting surface is about 17 meters. Sometimes, due to the successive reflectors of the sound from various reflecting surfaces, an echo is heard multiple times. These multiple echoes are called reverberations. The reverberations are disturbing and undesirable sound which we need to be reduced. Soft surfaces are better observer of sound, whereas hard surfaces are better reflectors of the sound. Uses of echo. Echo is used in sonar. Sonar means sound navigation and reflection to find the depth of the sea or distance of the submarines. In concrete halls, echo is desirable to some extent because it enhances the sound and produces a pleasing effect. Bats use the principle of recollection to avoid hitting against obstacle in their path. Echo helps to estimate the distance or hill and or distance of a mountain. Echo is used by the dolphins also to detect the obstacle or the navigation. Now, what do you mean by the musical sound and the noise? Sound can be classified as musical sounds and the noise. The first one is the musical sound. The sound produced by a tuning fork, violin, veena, flute, and piano are pleasing to the ear. Means the sound which is pleasing to our ears are known as the musical sounds. They are produced by the regular and the periodic vibrations. Noise. Certain sounds such as thunder, the rattling of wheels on a rough road, or a large number of people talking at the same time inside a room are unpleasant to hear. These sounds are called noise and are produced by irregular or you can say non-periodic vibrations. Then musical instruments are characterized into three types: stringed instruments, wind instruments, and percussion instruments. The first one we will discuss is the string instrument. The sound in the string instrument is produced by vibrating their strings. These strings of the instruments need to be plucked or to produce sound from them. The plucking of the string causes vibrations in the instrument which produces sound. The frequency can be changed by changing the length of the string. The example of the string instruments are guitar, sitar, veena, santur, harp and iktara. In a sitar, the shorter the length of the wire, the higher the pitch it produces. Wind instruments. The sound produced by the wind instrument is due to the vibration of air columns. These instruments are hollow or coiled pipe having some holes. The holes are opened or closed to change the length of the air column. The air is blown into these instruments to produce music. The examples of wind instruments are flute, shehnai, trumpet, and saxophone. The next one is percussion instrument. The vibration in these instruments are produced by hitting the stretched skin with hands or a stick. If the skin is hit harder, the loudness increases. The membrane of the skin is adjusted to increase the pitch of the sound produced. The body of the instrument is made of steel, wood, or clay. More percussion or sound is produced by the frequency of vibration can be increased by stretching the membrane. Examples of percussion instruments are tabla, dholak, drum, bongo. Now, noise pollution. Too much noise in our surrounding is known as noise pollution. The loudness of the sound is measured in decibels, that is dB. Do you know the sources of noise pollution? The sources of the noise pollutions are bursting of crackers, honking of vehicles on the road, sound of kitchen appliances, sound of desert coolers or air conditioners, playing televisions, music systems and radio at a high volume, sound of loudspeakers, sound of machines in industries. Harmful effects of noise pollution. It leads to anxiety. It causes lack of sleep. It leads to hypertension or high blood pressure. Extreme or loud sounds can cause imparting of hearing. This impartment can either be total hearing impairment or partial impairment. High noise pollution level can lead to nervous tension and increase to blood pressure also. If a lot of noise is there, you won't be able to concentrate on your work. Now, how to control the noise pollution? Vehicles should be fitted with more effective silencer, restricting the use of loudspeakers or amplifiers in the public area, using sound absorbing materials like curtains and rugs inside the home, and planting trees along the roadside helps to reduce the noise pollution. Community law enforcers should be made to check the misuse of the loudspeakers, outdoor parties, and public announcement systems. Community laws must create silence zones near schools, colleges, and the hospitals. I hope you have understood the topics which we have discussed in today's class. I'm again revising what we have discussed today. We have discussed today the structure of the ear and how does the human ear works. Then we have studied the audible, inaudible sounds, infrasonic and the ultrasonic sounds. Then echo, uses of echo, noise, causes of noise pollution, harms of the noise pollution, and how to control the noise pollution. And we have discussed the sound produced by the musical instruments, and we have discussed the three types of the musical instrument: string instrument, wind instrument, percussion instruments. That's all in today's class. I hope you have understood. We will meet in the next class. Till then, bye bye.